Hi guys, and welcome back to another quick Lightroom tutorial. My name is Manny, and in today's post I want to give you a more in-depth look into our export module. Last week I showed you quickly how to add a watermark to your images and add that to your export module, and we just ran through that quite quickly. So in today's tutorial, let's go more into depth with that. So I'm just in my library and I'm going to select my 2-3 images over here, and I want to basically export these images. So let's go down here to our export, and we will be directly brought to a new export window. I'm just going to minimize everything, so this is basically from scratch. Okay, so let's start at the top. First of all, you got an option to export that to either your email if you want to, hard drive, or DVD. I'm going to say hard drive over here and keep that to my hard drive. Then also let's go to export location. So now on your hard drive you are now able to export this to either your desktop, picture folder, documents, wherever you want to, or specific folder. I'm going to choose a desktop folder now. And also down here you will find the final destination. Then also put into a subfolder. If you want to tick that, you can say yes, subfolder. I'm not going to do that. And add to catalog. If you have a catalog system already and you want to add it to something, you can also tick this box here. Then extension file, what to do. It will basically ask you here, choose a new name from the export file, override without warning, or skip. I mostly say ask what to do, so in case you duplicate a file or export a duplicate, then it will ask you, should I override this or should we skip the step? So it gives you just another warning. So keep it maybe for ask what to do. This is the safest way. Okay, minimize this and we're going to go to file and naming. And we're going to open file and naming, and under here we've got already a rename to. So I'm going to untick this and it will basically look like this. Tick it again, and under here you have custom name, date and file name, or just the file name and sequence, or if you want to edit your own. I'm going to say custom name now down here, and custom text. I just wrote tutorial already, so keep it to tutorial and start with number 1 to whatever you're going to export. So down here you get to see a quick preview already. Tutorial 1 of 3 JPEG. If you want to also lower or uppercase, I mostly keep it to lowercase for the extensions there. Okay, let's minimize this and go to video. If you have a video attached, you will also find include video files here, video format and the quality. I do not have any videos, so let's go out of this again. Then file settings. Settings very important. Image format. Do you want to export this as a JPEG, PSD file, TIFF, DNG, or the original? I would like to keep it as a JPEG. And then also over here my quality to around 100%, so it's super sharp. Then also color space. I'm going to choose Adobe RGB 1998. If you want to sRGB or Pro Photo or a other color space, I prefer Adobe RGB 1998. Okay, and then also if you want to, you can tick this and say limit file size to whatever kilobytes or megabytes. I'm not going to tick this. I want to have it at full quality. Okay, minimize this again, and now image sizing, which is very important. If you're exporting an image with a super high quality and you want to keep it to the original file sizes, then you will not tick this box and just export it under a 300 dpi pixels per inch resolution. But if you want to export this now for the web, you can say resize to fit. So either you can say width and height, and you can set the width to 1200 by 1200 pixels and resolution 72 dpi. Or if you want to, you can say long edge, and this is mostly for all the blogs and also for all the websites. You can say up to 600 pixels maximum, or mostly 500 the width. Okay, and then also resolution 72 dpi. For my exporting, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say width and height at the moment, and I want to keep this also to 2200 pixels by 72 dpi again. Okay, minimize this, and now we're going to say output sharpening. If you want to, you can also sharpen this for your screen, matte paper, glossy, and also the amount, low, standard, or high. Mostly we choose standard and also say screen mode, so it just resharpens it a little bit. Okay, then I'm going to go minimize this again, and we're going to go over to metadata. Now I showed you a very long time ago, I showed you guys how to import your images with included the metadata and how we're going to add metadata to this. So basically under here, copyright, you're just going to say copyright only. If you want to, you can also choose copyright and contact info. and also all except camera raw info. This is actually very nice to have this. Now you will just add your copyright system, but not your ISO and shutter and apertures. That will not be added to your metadata stuff. So say all except camera raw info. Then also write keywords as a Lightroom hierarchy. I'm not going to tick that now, so minimize this again. And then also watermark, which I showed you last week. Tick the watermark box down here if you want to add a watermark. On the right hand side you've got a few presets again. I think last week we had workshop 1. Okay, so select that. And I'm going to minimize this again, and then post-processing. If you want to also after export do nothing or show in Finder, open in Photoshop, or whatever you want to do. I'm going to say do nothing and keep it to that. Okay, minimize this, and our last step basically would be now to say export. Then Lightroom will export your images. So select export down here, and you will see over here at the top it's running. And done. Lightroom is finished exporting your images, so minimize this, and as we can see now, here are 3 images on my desktop, and if I'm opening them, they'll have a super big watermark over here saying workshop. Okay, so there you can see it, all 3 images with my workshop watermark on top of that. Okay, so that was my quick tutorial for today, showing you guys quickly how to get to the Lightroom export module. Hope you guys learned something from this quick tutorial.